Rincon 3, a results-oriented running shoe, hyper-focused on weight savings. Yeah, it's pretty darn good. Let's take a look. But first, I need to let you know that Hoka did send these shoes to me to review. I did not purchase them. They're not going to see this video ahead of time or influence what I say. I will give you my 100% completely honest opinion. Right off the bat, this blazing orange Fiesta colorway is awesome. I love it. I mean, it pops. It looks really good. They've got a lot of really good colorways out in this shoe. So you're bound to find something that you like. I really like the looks of it. You can see that there are definitely some differences right away just looking at the shoe between this and the Rincon 2 and then the Rincon 1. And we'll get into those. While we're at it, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It really does help out a lot and let YouTube know you like it. And then maybe they'll recommend it to other people and help the channel. But first, we're going to talk about some stats of the Hoka Rincon 3. This is a neutral running shoe. Definitely has some give and twist in it there. But the weight of the shoe is just phenomenal. For me, this is a men's size 11, weighs in at 236 grams or 8.3 ounces. Just really good for a daily trainer, super lightweight, a shoe that you can easily do speed work in. You can do tempo runs, intervals, strides, whatever you need to do in the shoe. It's just great. It is a 5mm drop in the men's. It's a 29mm in the rear with a 24 in the front. The women's is different though, with 26 in the rear, 21 in the front for a 5mm drop. Just like the men's, the upper, it is 100% vegan materials, which is pretty cool if you're into that sort of thing. The mesh delivers an ultra light, super breathable upper. This really does breathe very well. I mean, you can see in the upper, there's all these little slits. It just allows a lot of airflow through the shoe. It's very lightweight. It's definitely thinner than the Rincon 2 upper, more reminiscent of the Rincon 1. It feels lighter and more comfortable too. It does have a little bit of stretch and give to it, so when it's on your foot, it does feel really comfortable. Inside, we have a molded EVA sock liner, typical of all the Hokas. A big change this year with the Rincon 3 on the upper. Right away, you can see is this pull tab in the back. It's much thinner. It used to be like a band, and now it's just this real thin piece of like almost paracord, which works fine. Another big change to the upper on the Rincon 3 is the tongue. So they've gone to what they call an asymmetrical tongue. It's much thinner. If you've tried the Hoka Zenal, it is similar to that one, but the Zenal is actually a little more padded on the tongue. This one is very similar to the Hoka Clifton, like the original. It's super thin, very, very low slit, almost like with these little ears on the side that go around the ankle. It's pretty comfortable, but it does want to slide down a little bit, which can then have your laces rubbing across the top of your foot, which isn't super comfortable. And honestly, after having, I think I put now 53 miles on these shoes, the only negative that I could come up with trying to find something is the tongue. It's just, it could use a little more padding, maybe a little more like the Hokas and all, and just a bit taller because it doesn't want to stay up above the laces here. No real changes to the lacing system. The same type. It's just it works really well. You can really get that shoe cinched down well and nice and tight. It does have the hole for the runner's knot if you need to do that. I have not had to do that on any of the Rincons that I've used, the 1, 2, and now the 3. They all just fit my foot perfectly. Honestly, like this shoe has been probably, the Rincon line that is, has been one of the best fitting shoes for my foot ever. It's just right out of the box. I can easily put this on and go run 20 miles, not a problem. And overall, the fit of the shoe is great. It does fit true to size. This is a men's size 11, fits me just fine. The heel pocket here, or heel cup, is definitely not plush per se, but it's not bare bones either. There's plenty of padding, very comfortable. Your foot just fits in there well. Combined with the laces, can get a nice secure fit on that heel. And now let's move on to the midsole here, the classic Hoka Cloud. It is a compression molded EVA midsole to give you that signature Hoka feel, just the very cushioned, but yet has a little bit of response to it. This does have the early stage meta rocker to kind of have that shoe roll off there and just help you in your propulsion going forward. The midsole is just fantastic. I have been a huge fan of the Rincons throughout the entire line. Just all around great shoe. Like I said, if you want to go do speed work in this shoe, you can certainly do that. You can race in it. I have raced 5Ks, 10Ks in these, I think maybe even a half marathon. You can do easy days, recovery days, whatever you need to do. This is a very versatile shoe, but this midsole gets the job done really well. And with 53 miles on the shoe so far, not really seeing a whole lot of signs of extreme compression or wear to the midsole. I believe just like all the other Rincons, you're probably not going to expect to see more than 350 miles on average out of these, and that may be high for some people, depending on, you know, a lot of different factors. I had a pair of Rincon 1s that I got 440 miles out of, but I have another pair of Rincon 2s that I've only gotten right around 300, and they feel a lot more flat. So yeah, the midsole is going to break down. That's going to be the first thing to go. Okay, now let's talk about the outsole. So there is another redesign here versus the 2 and the 1 of the Rincon. Mainly they put more rubber pods. They call it a zonal rubber placement of these little pods on the outsole of the shoe. In the Rincon 1 and 2, there was no rubber like in this area, less down here, and I believe less here. Very common places for people to wear a shoe, and that's where mine always wore the quickest and wore out. But there is more rubber here, so this is fantastic. It's not too much. You don't have rubber here and here and here. You've also got a bigger decoupled groove in the center that really just kind of help with that weight savings. And you don't have all that rubber that's going to give you a lot of heavy shoe. Like I said in the beginning, the Hoka Rincon 3 is a running shoe that's hyper focused on weight savings, hence the minimal rubber, but yet still plenty to give you lots of traction and, you know, pretty good durability, honestly, for a shoe that's at this price point. With the outsole, it's plenty sticky running in the rain. I've even used the other Rincons on like light snow with no issue. You know, I wouldn't want to go on ice really with any shoe. Certainly you can use these in rain, dry conditions, on rock. You know, they'll be just fine. Okay, the bottom line of the Hoka Rincon 3. It is fantastic shoe. If you haven't gathered that already from this review, I love it. Completely love the Rincon. It's my favorite daily trainer, racer for the roads. It's just an amazing shoe. So I highly recommend, if you liked any of the previous Rincons, give it a shot. If you're a fan of the Clifton, give this a shot because it's much lighter than the Clifton. I like it much better than the Clifton line personally. It's just a fantastic shoe. Like I said before too, it's a very versatile shoe that can handle anything. And the price of the shoe can't be beat. It's $115, just absolutely amazing. I mean, this shoe, $115, I mean, all day long. All day long I will buy this shoe. So definitely try them out if you have not already. Like I mentioned earlier, the only downside to the shoe that I have found has been the tongue. It's just a little too thin, a little too short. Otherwise, I mean, you can't beat it. 8.3 ounces for a men's size 11, 115 bucks, lightweight, breathable, good enough to do speed work in, great for easy days. If you're gonna buy one shoe, like if you just have the money to spend on one pair of shoes to get you through, you know, 350 miles, this is it. Look no further. Well, that's gonna do it for the Rincon 3 review. I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, give the video a thumbs up, really does help out a lot. Let me know in the comments if you've tried the Rincon 3, if you like it as much as I do, or maybe you don't like it. I'd be kind of surprised about that, but I'd be curious to know why. So let me know below in the comments. I would much appreciate that. And then if you want to take a look at the trail variety of the Rincon 3, at least in my opinion, is the Hokas and all. That video is going to be on this side. You can take a look at that. Over here will be a playlist of other shoe reviews to take a look at. So take a look at one of those. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you on the next one.